We are currently working on the Aquarius shore dive collection video, and to be honest, there is just so much night footage we want to share. We kept going back, it was so good. Seriously, why doesn't everyone go night diving? We'll start with some first-time captures. You won't see these in the shore dive collection video because A, there were too many to include, and B, we don't like repeating clips. That's how great Aquarius is at night. So, enjoy. This tube-like animal appears to be a peanut worm, and we were lucky enough to see it expelling something several times. Could be eggs, could be waste. Either way, it was very cool to witness. Have you ever seen these things that look like cotton balls? In doing some identification research, it appears they may be some form of cyanobacteria, which we've shown before. For example, the red coating on the corals here is called cyanobacterial mat. Anyway, we couldn't find a common name for these balls, so we can only share the official name. We're not even going to try to pronounce that. These small black and white flatworms were another first-time capture. We saw them on every night dive, crawling around in the shallows. They are called Rawlinson's flatworms. The last one is courtesy of Yolanda from Go With Yo Diving. She found these two very small dark animals, one with some white on it. They are actually sea snails called simnia. This startled orange creature hiding from my lights leads off the very uncommon animal category. It's a ruby brittle star, and while hiding is typical given they prefer darkness, catching it on camera was very special. Sticking with brittle stars, if you've ever seen long, thin, bristled arms coming out of a hole in the sea floor, they may belong to something called a burrowing brittle star. Well, it's behind the bloodworms, so let's talk about those for a second. We should point out that on one of our night dives, we were just inundated with bloodworms for a short period. They loved our lights and made some shots challenging. Ultimately, we moved away from the swarm. Several animals made appearances on multiple nights, including a few redeye sponge crabs. This first one was down in the coral, and we could only see the top of it. But on the second night, it, or perhaps a different one, was in a much better position. Yay! We also saw a number of post-larval surgeonfish in the shallows most evenings. Typically, they drift with the current or surge, and while the translucent body can make them hard to see, the silvery reflective head can give them away. We often see the red and white antenna of red snapping shrimp poking out from clusters of corkscrew anemone, but what makes this clip exceptional is that they actually came pretty far out. So that's what they look like. This next clip falls into the bad video, but proof we saw it category. It's a viper moray eel, just peeking out from some lobed star coral. This one isn't the best either, but it definitely shows a Spanish lobster hanging out under a sea plume. Night diving is also a great opportunity to see the biofluorescence some corals give off. Can you guess which of these corals glow when put under a purple light? We highly recommend taking some fluoro diving equipment on every night dive to see some of the coral's amazing capabilities. But corals aren't the only things that can have different colors at night. Often, fish you see during the day can have a different color or pattern after dark as well. This ocean surgeonfish displayed a more mottled pattern, as did this mohara, which is usually just solid silver. We also saw a sheepshead porgy, which wasn't too surprising given that we saw one during a day dive as well, but still, they're not that common overall, day or night. Lastly, we enjoyed watching a spotted cleaner shrimp traverse a giant anemone in a bit of surge. That looks like a rough way to live. Keep in mind, this is the footage that didn't make the cut for the shore dive collection video. So if you want to get notified when that comes out, or whenever we put one of these dive highlight videos together, consider subscribing to the TropicLens channel. Thanks! Smiley face.